Hello, my name is Fiona, and I am a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you preparing to take the Praxis ParaPro Assessment 1755? Praxis 1755 is a multi-subject exam for parapros. This problem set covers the subtopic of mathematics skills and knowledge. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's jump in. Problem number 1. The rim of a basketball hoop sits exactly 10 feet off the floor of a basketball court. Which of the following describes the equivalent of 10 feet in inches? Is it 130 inches, 100 inches, 110 inches, or 120 inches? How many inches in a foot? There are 12 inches in 1 foot. So we just need to multiply by the 10 feet, 10 times 12 inches, and we get 120 inches. And there's our answer. Problem number 2. The owner of Mel's Diner is reviewing their current menu offerings to make changes for the upcoming year. Some changes that are being considered include revamping entree offerings and introducing lunch specials on weekdays. The owner plans to reduce the number of entrees on the menu by eliminating dishes that are not as popular with customers as others. The owner also plans to target the most popular entrees as lunch specials to bring in more business. To make the most efficient choice for business, the owner surveyed customers about their preferred entree dishes over 3 months. According to the results of the survey as indicated by the pie chart, which type of entree currently offered in the diner should the owner consider reducing? Vegetarian, pasta, beef, or chicken? So let's start at the bottom. We've got chicken here at 28%, and that seems to be the second most popular. So I think we'll keep that one. Beef at 35% is the most popular, so we're going to keep that. So we can cross those out. Let's look at pasta. Pasta is low at 10%, so we'll keep going. Vegetarian at 4% is the lowest of these options, and it looks like the lowest of all of them. So vegetarian is the one the owner should consider eliminating. Problem number 3. A data analyst for a leading health insurance company is entrusted with the crucial task of analyzing patient demographics and medical claims to improve service efficiency and cater to the diverse healthcare needs of the insured population. The role entails visualizing intricate data sets encompassing patient age groups, genders, and the frequency of medical claims for various procedures. The data set includes information on the types of medical conditions treated, such as chronic diseases, surgical interventions, and preventative care measures. The objective is to create insightful visual representations that depict the distribution of medical claims across different demographic segments and facilitate strategic decision-making to enhance the quality of healthcare services provided. We're going to continue on the next slide. Which of the following types of visual representation would be most suitable for displaying the distribution of medical claims across different age groups? Histogram, bar chart, pie chart, or scatter plot. So let's look at histogram and bar chart together, as they both display data in columns. However, there is a big difference. A histogram is two-dimensional and a bar chart or a bar graph is one-dimensional. With a histogram, there is a range of numbers for each column, and the width of the columns can also differ based on the difference of the range. So not just the height, but the width as well. With a bar chart, each bar represents one value only, and the width will not change. So a histogram, because it represents different ranges of values, it would be very good for displaying age groups. So it's very possibly the correct answer here, and a bar chart is definitely not. But let's keep going because it might be something else. Now, a pie chart is really good for organizing and displaying data as a percentage of a whole. So the circle is the whole, and each piece of the circle represents one specific thing. And you can very easily identify the smallest or the largest, or if two pieces are the same, it's very easy to identify. But it's not going to work for displaying a distribution of medical claims across different age groups. So let's eliminate that one as well. Now, the scatter plot or the dot plot is a tool that can reveal patterns, trends, and even possible correlations between variables. So the one we've got here would show a very high correlation between the variables as the dots are very close together. If they were scattered more across the entire plot, then on the X and the Y axis, then it would show that there was no correlation. But we're not looking for correlation here. We're looking for distribution across age groups. So it's not the right way to display that information. A histogram is. So that is what we would use here. Problem number 4. What is another way to express the following? 21 minus 7 equals 14. 14 minus 7 equals 7. 7 minus 7 equals 0. Is it 21 divided by 7 equals 3? 3 times 7 equals 21. 21 divided by 3 equals 7, or 7 times 3 equals 21. Let's take a look. If we start with 21 and we take away 7, we get 14, like here. If we take away another 7, we get 7, like here. And we take away another 7, and we get 0, like here. So 21 divided by 7 is equal to 3. So the correct answer is 21 divided by 7 equals 3. I hope I was able to answer your questions so that you now have a better understanding of the topics you can expect to find on the test. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.